Hello everyone, SimsEclaire here and welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, if you read the title, then you know it is my birthday. I wanted to share it all with you guys. I wanted to build a special house. This is my current dream house, I'm going to say. My dream house has definitely changed over the years. It used to be very, very rustic, very farmhousey, and it still is a farmhouse. I'm not gonna lie, I still love the whole farmhouse aesthetic. But it is a little bit more modern. It has a couple more modern pieces. So I hope you guys enjoy. If this house does look familiar, I did use a couple of references from Pinterest pictures that I've seen that I have literally saved on my phone for years. Like whenever I've thought about my dream house, it has been like a mix of these two homes. So if you have seen that picture before, then you know what I'm talking about. It's a gorgeous home. But yeah, so I am really excited about this. I added a couple of more warm tones to the exterior and a couple of different, pieces to make it look a little bit more like a farmhouse than like a modern house. I love the idea of living in just like this small little town eventually. Living in this small little town, having, because I want to own my own bakery, so having a bakery like in like the store area of town and just like being like a very close-knit community. And it's kind of like Stars Hollow and Gilmore Girls. In fact, exactly like Stars Hollow and Gilmore Girls. Picture Stars Hollow and Gilmore Girls, but instead of owning an inn, I would own a bakery. That's kind of like what my picturesque dream life is. So if you watch Gilmore Girls, then you understand that reference. But yeah, so this would be my house in Stars Hollow, probably off to the outside of Stars Hollow, because this house would not fit in Stars Hollow. But yeah, so that's kind of like the vibe I'm going for. It's just so you guys know. And I am, just to, shameless self-promotion, I am 22 today. November 18th. 1998 was when I was born, and I will be singing Taylor Swift all day. Obviously not here in this video because it would get flagged and taken down almost immediately if I tried to put Taylor Swift in this video. But she is doing her re-recording soon, so maybe the rules won't be as strict when those come out as they are now under these other people. So we shall see what happens. But yeah, so I'm gonna have a good time today. Well, probably not. I work today. I'm filming this before work. I did though have a good time yesterday. Me and my family, we went out to lunch in the city. We drove up to DC. A lot of things are closed. It was like a ghost town. It was very almost eerie going into DC right now, but we were very safe about it. Obviously, we wore our masks, we socially distanced, we ate outside. It was very cold. It was like 30 degrees. There was a heater, but it didn't really do all that much. And we went to this place called Haleo. It's owned by Jose Andres. He has a couple of restaurants in DC, and we've been there once before for dinner, so we decided to go in for lunch, and it was absolutely delicious. We had a great time. I drank quite a lot. I started with a sangria, and then I had a margarita, and then I had an alcoholic hot chocolate. So that was my lunch. And then we walked around the mall area, the Washington Monument, the Capitol building. And then we drove home and I played some Sims because that's what I wanted to do. And then we went out to dinner at this new wine bar that just opened up by us. It was good. We went there for lunch one time, and I think that it had a different atmosphere when we went there for lunch than it did for dinner, but I can say that it is probably not the restaurant's fault. My state did just put down a whole bunch of new lockdown rules again, because our cases are spiking, so they can't seat. It's like we can only do like 25% of business now, so the fact that it was still a little eerie and empty inside that restaurant, I'm not going to completely blame that on them for. So yeah, but again, everything was safe, everything was socially distanced, masks worn. So, but it was nice to get out. I don't get to go out all that much because of work and because of everything going on, so it was nice to just get out of the house and kind of just spend some time with family. Both of my parents were there and my sister was there, and then Saturday my sister's actually treating me to dinner as well. She wanted to do kind of like a girls' night out on the town, which I kind of wanted to do too. just because I don't, again, like I said, I don't get to go out much, so just going out with my sister to a couple of bars seemed like a good, fun experience. So we're gonna go get some sushi and sit outside in our local downtown area. So I live in Maryland, about 5 minutes from downtown Annapolis, which is our capital. So it's like this cute little, we call it the saying down there is that it's a drinking town with a boating problem, because it's right on the water. Everybody who lives in Annapolis has a boat, except for my family, but everyone who lives down there pretty much has a boat, and there's a whole strip of just like bars, and they used to not have any outdoor seating because they had parking on that street. But when this all came about, the restaurants were like, no, they were like, if you want us to stay, they were like, we need outdoor seating. That's the only way this is going to work. So they've like built these like fences and these barricades so that way people can still drive on the street, but just not where the seatings are. And now every restaurant and bar has like 15 to 16 tables outside, and they have like these heaters and like string lights and stuff, and they've made it look really pretty. And they do free parking now on the weekends. So me and her are gonna go, we're gonna get some sushi, sit outside, and then go and get a drink at our favorite local bar before everything, you know, kind of slows down a little bit more. But I basically talked over the whole exterior. I hope you guys don't mind. It came together really quickly. I also had to cut quite a bit out. But as you can see, I'm using these warm toned, and these are actually from these columns, not the spandrels and the fences, because you all know those are from my Seasons pack, but the columns are actually from Snowy Escape, and I use a lot more Snowy Escape in this build than I thought I was going to. The mirror that we got with Snowy Escape is beautiful. It's like a perfect circular mirror, and it doesn't have any weird glowing lights behind it like all the other circular mirrors do in The Sims. And it has like this strip of wood that matches the warm wood that I have here. And then I also use the couches and the fireplace too, so I'm excited to show you guys that, because I think it's cool how this like new pack mixes with the older ones, because when you first look at the pack, it's very specific, very like that style that they intended for us to be able to build with it, but it mixes so well with all these other things. And I just want to show you guys that, because I feel like there's been a lot of negativity towards the pack, and I know a lot of people's games broke with the patch that came out, and then not a lot of them were even fixed when the new patch came out. My game actually was having difficulties after that second patch came out, but I repaired it, restarted my computer, and everything seems to be working okay. So fingers crossed that nothing happens. My game also crashed a couple of times before this patch came up. You heard me talking about that with my first Snowy Escape build. The game crashed in the middle of me building, so I was a little frustrated with that. But the pack itself is actually really nice, and you'll see as I start using it in this build that it really does go with a lot of things. I use a lot of seasons in this build, a lot of seasons, a lot of cats and dogs, but also a lot of eco lifestyle and Snowy Escape. So it literally is like the perfect blend of like a farmhouse and modern, and I think that I don't know, it just really encompasses how I feel and how I am in my style. And I also, this is probably my favorite house I have ever built, except maybe the lake house that I built for Snowy Escape, which will be linked somewhere because that was the last build that I made, and I always link my last build. But this house is just so beautiful. The lights coming in from the windows, and all the warm wood throughout the house, and just the whole feel of it is just like cozy and warm. Even this like more formal section, like you'll see what I mean, but even this more formal section that we're about to decorate here still feels just like warm and cozy and homey, and I just love it. I don't know, I'm really excited about this house. I'm really excited to share it with you guys and to share this little birthday video with you guys. If I seem a little odd, I did already kind of record this for this video, but for some reason I lost the footage, so we are doing this. This is round 2, so 22 to get it. Haha. Hopefully I don't have to do this 22 times. If I do, I'm giving up and you guys are getting a video without a voiceover. But anyway, so this is gonna be interesting. If I do kind of like repeat myself or stumble over my words, that would be why. But as you can see, when I was doing the shelves there, I did put a pumpkin up. I love fall. Fall is my favorite season, and I have always said that wherever I end up living, I will have pumpkins all year round. It's just a thing. I love pumpkins. I love the fall decorations. I love the fall vibe, and this house is very fall-esque anyway. It's very, like I told you, I use all the warm tones. I have these wallpapers, and speaking of the wallpapers, they are custom content. Not the brick that you see here in the middle, but all of the other wallpapers. You can kind of see the sneak peek of that green one that's going to be in the main bedroom. Those are all custom content. They come from this Sims HD TV pack, and I refrain from using them for all of the builds on my channel, but this is my dream house and it's my birthday and I can do as I wish on for both of those occasions. So I did use these wallpapers. They have a different texture to them than the ones in the game, and they also have, I used all the ones from the warm palette, so there's like a neutral, a cold, and a warm, and a lot of the colors that we have in The Sims, I feel like they're just very cold. And they look good. Like, I'm not gonna say that they look bad because they don't. They look good, but for this, I wanted a little bit more of a warm, like creams and taupes and greens and stuff like that. So I did use custom content. If you download this house, that is the only thing that will be different, is the wallpapers. You just have to pick your own wallpapers, which we easily have replaceable ones in the actual game itself. I just really wanted to use my custom content ones because I keep seeing them in my game whenever I scroll through, and I haven't been able to use them in a while because of my channel. So yeah, I'm just forewarning you guys about that one. But this is going to be the formal living room area, so I'm using the new fireplace from SimsEclaire, and as you guys can see, I actually had to lift up the Seasons mirror. I know, for once in a lifetime, you have to lift up the Seasons mirror instead of down. That is the only object in this game that the Seasons mirror sits above almost perfectly, and finally they gave us something. Instead of us having to always delete walls and raise it up to the height that we needed and then putting the wall back and risk it not working. But yeah, and then here you can see I started to use Seasons couches. I do end up switching those out though. I thought that in order to get the warm tone that I was already using, I had to introduce like yellow, and then to do like the dark wood that would kind of match a little bit more with the coffee table that I had chosen, I had to introduce orange. And I didn't want to introduce any of those colors here, at least not in such like a big way like on the couches. So I did decide just to use these Snowy Escape couches, which I really like them. They have that warm tone wood that I was looking for, and the cushions match the walls, and everything just looks so cohesive and flowy and nice right now. And I just this might be my favorite room besides the kitchen. I love the kitchen, but this is a really nicely done room. I'm gonna pat myself on the back for that one. And then over here I used the Eco Lifestyle shelf that I love to use, and because I have the tall wall heights on because of the platforms, I didn't have to shrink it, so props for that one too. And then over here is the laundry room. There is a garage. I did cut that out of the video. When I sped this video up 7 times, it was 1 hour and 30 minutes. So you can just imagine how much of like the little things I ended up cutting out of this video, such as the garage. You won't see me do the backyard, and I also cut out all but 2 of the bathrooms, so you won't see any of the bathrooms from upstairs. And then I also cut out the entire upstairs hallway, so you'll see the 2 bedrooms and the office, but not the hallway or the bathrooms, just because I didn't think you guys would want to sit and watch an hour-long video, because I don't even think I would be able to sit and watch an hour-long video or be able to sit here and talk to you guys for an hour. I'm not good with talking to people, so even doing these voiceovers is a little much for me, but we're gonna make it work. This video is still about 30 minutes long. The last 3 minutes though are screenshots. I am gonna tell you guys that there's a lot of pictures for this house, so it's not like it's 30 minutes of me sitting here and talking. The last three or so, maybe even 4 minutes, are screenshots, and then my little outro. So there's that. And then this is going to be the downstairs main bathroom, the one for like guests, or if you're like coming in and out of the house, it's like easily accessible. And I'm just using all of the Seasons stuff because I love the Seasons bathroom stuff. And then this is going to be the main bedroom, or the bedroom that I would be sleeping in, and it's basically Eco Lifestyle and Seasons. I do use the Island Adventure, not Island Adventure, wow, I think that's the worst I've messed that one up yet. The Jungle Adventure mirror, the one that sits on the floor, you'll see I create this little, over here I create this little, you know, dressing nook almost, where I use this Seasons dresser, and then I used the Jungle Adventure mirror, and I kind of just placed like some plants and some different decorations. I hang a robe off of the mirror. It ends up looking quite cute and cozy, I do have to say. I have a lot of, some would call junk, some would call clutter in my bedroom, so I definitely figured I would have a lot of that here in my house when I do eventually have one. So that's kind of why, if you notice, there's like some baskets everywhere, and there's like candles and like plants and stuff, because I definitely would be one of those people that just has, you know, random clutter items, because I think clutter just makes homes look more homey. I don't know what it is. Like I live with my grandmother, and she doesn't like any clutter anywhere, and so her upstairs, like with her section of the house, just looks so formal and not like cozy, not family friendly at all. And she like has this really ugly couch that has like this pattern on it that the dog isn't allowed to sit on, and like we're barely allowed to sit on. So I never want my house to look like that, because like even the formal dining room or the formal living area, if you saw, like it had the fireplace, it had some clutter, had picture frames, like it looked like it had been lived in. Like, I need my houses to look like they're lived in. I can't do like show homes, like that's just not my thing. And I think that's why I don't like straight modern houses all that much, because a lot of modern houses, they're minimal, like minimal decorations, minimal clutter, and they always just look so formal. But anyway, so this bedroom came together rather quickly. It's very similar to the bedroom that I gave myself in my dream apartment build that I had up like the first week of my channel. I'm pretty sure that everything is the same except for the wallpaper and the bed. Like, it's different layout, and I think it's like, I don't think I have a dresser. I think I gave myself a closet, but the color schemes and the overall feel is definitely the same. And then this is the main bathroom. I do end up putting curtains on that window by the bathtub. Don't worry, I don't leave it empty. I don't think you see me place them, but I do place some Seasons curtains up there. And then I'm just adding a couple of clutter items around, and the new trash can from the pack, which I love. I actually use it upstairs as like a plant holder. I stick one of the plants from Dine Out in there. It has like, it's like the one that kind of looks like plastic, but it has like this circular metal planter, and so it's short enough that it works inside of that box, and I thought it looked really nice. I think it was Avalyn, I think that's how you pronounce it. I saw her do it on her channel, and I thought it looked really nice. And then going over here, this is the office. As I said in the beginning, I do plan on owning my own bakery, so I definitely thought I would need an office area to do my work, and then obviously also I need a nice computer to play The Sims and record videos for you guys. So I have my own little desk area, and I am going to clutter this up just a little bit. I think I give myself like a writing book for notes, a picture frame, and a plant, because I have to have my plants. And then I also give myself a little bit of like the curated corkboard, which is, it's just a corkboard that has like a bunch of different notes on it, and like a calendar and stuff, because I definitely figured I would need something like that while running my own business. And then we are about to jump up. No, we're not going to jump upstairs. We're going to jump to the right side of the house. So the right side of the house is more of like the family area. So this is the more like less formal living room, and it has the TV in it and the computer, like not the computer, but the gaming system. I do put like the Sims gaming cube in here. And initially I was going to use that nifty knitting side table, I think is technically what it's called, because I really liked the chalkboard on it, but I didn't like the wood tones. I really wish that we had gotten different wood tones with that pack. A lot of them are either very light or very warm, and the rest of the house uses the warm tones, but I wanted this house to, you know, just have a different look to it, so I wanted to use the darker wood, and so it just wasn't working for me. And then I do end up using the Seasons couches. You knew I was gonna have to use them somewhere in this build, and since I didn't use them in the other living room, this one takes the cake. And then that is the Snowy Escape, what's it called? Coffee table. The Snowy Escape coffee table. It's just such a sleek coffee table. I don't know what it is. It just looks nice, and it doesn't have like, I feel like a lot of the coffee tables have like weird things added to them. Like they either have like cubby holes underneath or plants underneath, or they're whole like full-blown fire pits in the center of them, and this one is just straight wood, and I like the way that that looks. And then over there I just placed a plant. I don't know why my camera acted weird right there for a minute. I do apologize about that. Not 100% sure why it did that, but I'm adding I had some plants on the left side, and then here I have the lamp and some pictures. And then over here I am going to do the parenthood board. There are 2 kids rooms upstairs that we are going to get to in just a little bit. And I did think I would be one of those parents that had like a board for all of like the kids' activities and the kids' chores and stuff. I definitely think I would be one of those parents. I think I would be very involved. Let's put it that way. I wouldn't shelter them. I would not shelter my children, and they would probably be like me and be watching scary movies at the age of 6. But I definitely think I would be involved in what in their lives, especially at a younger age. And then over here is just kind of like an art corner. I don't paint, but I do draw, and I am a very creative person, so I figured this would be a nice little spot to put a little painting nook. And then if any of the kids wanted to learn how to paint, I was very fortunate. Pretty much whatever I wanted to do when I was younger, my parents found the means for me to do. So I played a lot of instruments, and so I always had like instruments around the house. Like I had a violin in one corner, I had a drum set in the basement. So I definitely think that that could also be an easel for like the kids or something like that. And it could be like they like left it there because they're in art class or something. And then this is the kitchen. So I love this kitchen. It's a little big, and you guys don't actually get to see me clutter it all up because the footage was about 30 minutes even sped up of just me doing the kitchen. Yeah, it was a bit excessive. And it's not just the kitchen, I mean it's the kitchen and the dining area, but you'll see everything come together, and then I just cut out before I do all of the, you know, the little knick-knack stuff on the counters and everything. And I know like that's all of our favorite things, is to see the clutter come together. But I did think that there were other more important things to leave in the video than for you to watch me clutter up a kitchen for the 800th time on my channel. And I am doing a mix of open shelving and closed cabinetry. I like the way that it looked, and it also fit better in like the sizing of the kitchen that I had. And then I give myself a rather large island. A, you need a whole bunch of space when you have as much cooking stuff as I do, cooking and baking equipment as I do. And B, I really like the way that large islands look. I was going to change where I put the sink, but I end up leaving it where it is. I think that the island looks a little bare towards the end, but I think that it's okay because I like the idea of the sink looking out onto the yard, so I didn't want to change that. Although, now that I think about it, if the sink was on the other side, then it could be like if the kids are having breakfast there, then like the mom could be like doing dishes, like you could be doing dishes in the sink or something. So maybe it would have made more sense on the island. I don't know. I left it in front of the window because I like the idea of looking out into nature. And then I had a couple of appliances, and I do believe I also add a dog bowl. I don't know if I already showed me adding the dog bowl, but I do plan on having, oh no, here it is. I do plan on having dogs, a lot of dogs, probably at least 2 dogs and 2 kids. So that's gonna be my life. But anyway, because I love dogs, and I've always had dogs while growing up. I had one when I was really little, and then unfortunately she died. And then when I was in like middle school, we got the dog that I have now, Duck. You've seen him like come in a couple of videos. So I'm definitely gonna have dogs in the family. And then going up here, this is one of the kids' rooms. I did make this one for a toddler, but very easily you could switch out this bed for a kid bed, and then this could be for a kid and the other one could be for a teenager. I kind of made them a little bit fluid in the ages, so that way if you guys do download this house, you can kind of pick what you want. And this is coffee, by the way. It is like 9 o'clock in the morning, and I'm really tired, and I have to go to work, like I said, after this, so I'm drinking my coffee. And also, since this is my second time doing this voiceover, my voice is a little dry, or my throat is a little dry, so I do apologize for just taking random breaks and like scarfing down my coffee. But I'm using this cute little new thing that we got from the pack. I don't know what it is. I haven't done any gameplay. Well, that's a lie. You all saw the gameplay that I did do on my Twitter where the Yamachi Yama, whatever the mascot is from the New World, it like broke into my house and made like 4 white cakes. I don't know why, and no one on Twitter really knew why either, but they were like, literally all of my doors were locked, and all of a sudden this thing just ended up in my house, and I don't know why, and I don't know how, and it was just, I was like, oh my god, what is this thing? And so I like took a screenshot, and but yeah, it did eventually go away. It kind of just disappeared. Like, it wasn't anything like it like walked out of the house, it literally just vanished. So I'm not 100% sure what that was, but fingers crossed that the patch did fix that, and that it's not just gonna be able to walk into my house anymore. And then going here, I'm just putting a couple of decorations up. Like I said, this room could easily be switched over into a teenager's room. It's a very like neutral color scheme, and I do give them the void critter thing, the little gaming thing that the kids can have. So that's, I don't know, it could either be for a kid or for a teenager. I'm not actually 100% sure if teenagers can use it though, so I mean that would be a good experiment if, you know, they can't. But yeah, you see me place it right there, and then I also add the skateboard thing from Parenthood because I love that decoration, and then some windows just to fill in that space a little bit. And then this here is the upstairs office. Now I did kind of think of this as like the kids office, so I do just put in a couple more kids activities like the drawing tables and stuff, but besides that, that is it for this build. So I hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you did, please be sure to leave a like and subscribe to my channel, and I will see you all next time. Bye!